Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for choosing our show today. Now, people are really debating and there are different opinions concerning Ruto's popularity and his ability to defend his seat come 2027. Those who are pro-Ruto are saying that there is no president who has done just one term, and therefore William Ruto will not be the first one. They brag that William Ruto has done enough to persuade Kenyans to re-elect him in 2027. They even add that they will even fill in the ballot papers if they will not be enough. But the opposition and those who are tired of Ruto's policies are saying that Ruto is going to make history as the first one-term president. Now, I want us to look at the reality on the ground because it is a debate, your word against mine, his word against hers. But what exactly is happening on the ground? Because that is the only way to tell whether William Ruto is becoming more popular or the popularity is dwindling. One of the very Ruto's closest allies is Boniface Halwale. Boniface Halwale defended William Ruto in 2022. In fact, he's the first, I think, the first leader to switch to Ruto's side even before Mudavadi and Wetangula. But Boniface Halwale is now saying that he is tired of UDA and he has quit. Now, I want us to read what the mainstream media is reporting. Then we see what Boni Halwale is saying. The media is saying Halwale unveils party he will use to contest for governor seat in 2027. I wanted to read briefly that Kakamega Senator and 2027 gubernatorial hopeful Boni Halwale has on Monday, July 14, 2025, unveiled a political party dubbed the United Patriotic Movement, that is UPM, close to UDM, I don't know, which he intends to use as his political vehicle in the upcoming election. Leaders of that party are university students. The party is called the United Patriotic Movement, Halwale said. Addressing his supporters at his home in Malenya, Halwale introduced UPM as youth-driven party managed by university students with organized teams spread across the country. During the event, he invited a young woman dressed in a white t-shirt branded with the UPM logo, identifying her as the coordinator for the Western region. He noted that other regions, including the coast and Mount Kenya, also have their respective representatives. Now, quoting him verbatim, this is what he said: "We have teams across the country. She is in charge of the team in the Western province. Another little girl called Diana is in charge of Mount Kenya, and another one called Tunde is in charge of the coast," Halwale stated. I want us just to stop it there. Now, something is really cooking, and I want us to discuss this very deeply. But before that, listen to Halwale himself.
But nobody cares. Even when they hold meetings, I'm a member of the National Executive Council of UDA. But when they call those meetings, they don't even bother to call me. I have refused to accept that Luyas don't count. I am saying in 2027, Vana Baba Luya, this time will be counted and they will be known. As far as Mudavadi is concerned, as far as Wetangula is concerned, you're only as good as you help them to take people to the polling stations so that they get those positions. When they get whatever benefits they get in return, which I don't know, Wetangula, mani ne helicopter, mahira ibungoma, Mudavadi, mayiha nende helicopter ibihiga, mahira bindu bienebo, yueneo, papara Kakamega ibereho. I am going to make sure in 2027, Kakamega gets a position at the national table of brotherhood. I'm going to make sure in 2027, whoever thinks that Luyas are not there, now ile masomo yenye Michael kijana wa Malu alinipatia, akaniambia ukiwa katika siasa heshimu wale waliokutangulia. Nimeheshimu Mudavadi, nimeheshimu Wetangula, but because they have let us down, I have decided let them go there, but they will also find me there. And do you know why they have not been finding me there? It is because I know where there is. But to go there, I know where there is. But to go there, I have been relying on them so that tutembee pamoja, either kwa gari moja ama gari ambaye inaweza kunipatia kamwanya kidogo ndio nifike huko. That is the problem they used in 2022 to stop me. I am the one who brought William Ruto in the Luo Nation. The first meeting was in this hall. And President William Ruto, I tell you, my brother, my wife, she's lying there. You are the last dignitary she cooked for before she died. And I was shocked. He warned me and said, wewe uwezi uliza serikali maneno. Wewe ni chief whip, unastahili kunyamaza, kujibu maswali na ujue tumekupatia gari. Really? Yani madharau inaweza pita hapo? Senator wa Kakamega urepresentanga 2.5 million people yako biro kura ichikira bamwe mutuka kolera balone.
Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that leaders always go by what the constituents want. So if you see Boniface Halwale unveiling his own party, ditching UDA just less than 3 years, then you realize that the ground is shaky. And this is bad news to William Samoei Ruto. Those who are making noise that Ruto is a two-term president must tell us where they will get the numbers. Because if you listen to Boni Halwale, he's really complaining a lot. That means Western is shifting and they are no longer going to vote William Samoei Ruto. Now, let me tell you why it is going to be very bad news and it is really worrying William Ruto. One of the reasons why William Ruto picked Raila Amolo Odinga to help him was to ensure that they had Luo Nyanza intact and even Western intact, because there's a way Western has been very loyal and faithful to Raila Amolo Odinga. So Ruto thought that after falling out with Mount Kenya that voted for him in 2022, he would compensate those numbers with Western and Nyanza. In Nyanza, the Kisis are gone. They are with Matiang'i in the opposition. In Western, things are changing drastically. Natembeya is saying Tawe, and Boni Halwale is now saying, I'm not going to run on a UDA ticket. It means he has, because he's done his research. Boniface Halwale is a seasoned politician. And he understands that he's not going to make it with UDA. So Western has shifted, and I don't know what William Ruto is going to do, because Mount Kenya is gone. He doesn't have Western. Luo Nyanza is divided. Exactly, surely, where is he going to get the numbers? His 2027 bid is hanging very precariously in a balance because he has to do something, and I don't know what it is that he's going to do. Kalonzo is not with him. I mean, where is he going to get it? It also means that Raila's influence in the area is dwindling. Sometimes back, Halwale had made certain moves that looked like he wanted to join ODM. But if you see him, starting his own party, choosing not to run on an ODM ticket, it means that even ODM is finished in Western. You've seen the way the Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna, is saying, Tawe. Edwin is saying that I cannot reconcile my conscience to support William Ruto. So Raila's influence too in Western is gone. That is why William Ruto will remain a shell. UDA is going to remain a Kalenjin party, just like ODM is going to remain a Luo party. The country is uniting against William Ruto. The other time it was Jicho Pevu who think walked away. People like Boniface Alwale are just courageous enough. With the time, you are going to see very many people quitting UDA because it is no longer popular. Now, the other thing that I've picked up from there is that there is a lot of division and a lot of egocentric leadership in Western. I could be wrong, but I don't understand why Boniface Alwale cannot join DAP party. They are saying Tawe, they have said UDA is finished in Western. They are saying Ruto is a one-term president, all of them. But you realize that he cannot join DAP. And I think that really seems to be a very dangerous move, because if we are going to have very many parties in Western, then they are still not going to speak with one voice. Wetangula has fought Kenya. Amani National Congress has joined UDA, and by the way, I think that is why Boniface Alwale is really making a lot of noise, because Mudavadi gathered them and gave them to William Samoei Ruto. But why isn't Alwale joining the already established party like DAP? Because DAP seems to be carrying the way. But I understand that the Maragolis in Kakamega and the Bukuzus are not reading from one script, and that is why there is that division. If there is a division in an area, it is very easy to work with the disgruntled members. So they really need to guard against infiltration. How I wish that they would have just one party and speak in one accord. Then the last thing, there is scramble for youth votes. That's why you see Boniface Alwale there has unveiled a party, and most of the officials are university students, young people, because Gen Z really taught this government a lesson that they can take the country to a standstill. Just the other day, those who watched my video, there's a group of researchers from South Korea who are coming to the country to try and understand the youths of Kenya and their challenges and the way they are behaving the way they do. So Boniface understands, just like many other leaders, that we must build our politics around the youths. Salasia is also saying he's going to contest, and I have a feeling that they are being used. They really need to guard against, some people being sponsored to support William Ruto, to divide votes, because when Ruto realizes that Western is gone, the only other thing he can do is to ensure that there's a lot of division. Kila mtu achukue kidogo kidogo. That will be the only thing he can do. And now that Boniface Alwale is gone, there are more to come. There are very many people who will wait for the last minute. Just like Anne Waiguru waited for the last minute and he just told Uhuru Kenyatta, hapa ni kubaya. The ground is hostile, and he moved very fast to UDA. This time round, there are leaders who are going to wait for the last minute and they are going to quit. UDA is finished. It is a shell. The influence of Raila Amolo Odinga has failed. So William Ruto has to succumb to the reality that he's a one-term president. As always, those are my thoughts. Please share with me what you think on the comment section. Do you think William Ruto is gone? Do you think Boniface's move really means that the ground is hot?